Let's go with Mr. Brown Can Moo.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. This book sucks.
Yeah, it's just not great.
I'm sorry, but it's bad.
Yeah, it's just not great. It's not
good
great
at all. And like the kids nowadays think it's great because you can rap to it. That's why they think it's great. But it's like so are a lot of other books that rhyme. So expand your horizons, guys. I'm sorry. What do you think of Mr. Brown Can Moo? Can you, David? What do you think of it? What was your first impression rereading it?
It's just it doesn't have that. It distinctly lacks that Seussian flair for me.
Really?
The illustrations, the writing, all just lack that Seussian spark.
Now, are you talking about the Seussian spark that kind of is the more fantastical imagery, or just the sense of wonder that comes from these books?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
yes to both.
Yes to both. Okay. Which I agree. Mr. Brown Can Moo Can You is very realistic, of course, compared to some of the other ones we've talked about.
It's very, and it's not just realistic. It's just kind of mundane.
It's kind of just bland, honestly. I think.
And which I would put it in F tier. For me, it's worse than 10 Apples Up on Top, because 10 Apples Up on Top
absolutely worse.
At least has the excuse that Seuss only wrote it. He didn't illustrate it.
Oh, he didn't illustrate Mr. Brown? Or no, Apples on Top. Okay.
Yeah. But this doesn't have that excuse. He wrote and illustrated it, and both the writing and the illustrations utterly lacking.
You know, I wrote down D when I wrote it because I thought it was pretty bad, but I didn't think it was atrociously bad. Another one we're going to bring up the next up here. But what were we going to say?
It doesn't scream like atrociously bad at you, but at the same time, a book being both written and illustrated by Dr. Seuss has no business being this lame and mundane.
I completely agree. And so I'm going to agree with you. Actually, I'm going to compromise, and I'm going to put it even lower. Mr. Brown Can Moo Can You is going in F tier, baby. And here are my notes that I wrote down for Mr. Brown. I have a quote here that's from the book. It says, Mr. Brown can go like a cow. What the HE double hockey sticks does that mean, David? Like, what the heck? That's so weird. I also have written down, he can go like a cork. Dibble, 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 dop. Dibble, 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 dop, dop, dop. He can go like a clock. He can tick. He can talk. He can even sizzle, sizzle. And it has an atrociously terrible ending, by the way.
Yeah, it's not good.
So let's put it where it belongs, where it's F. And this brings up my next one that I have just a very big disdain for this book, David. Let's bring up Fox and Socks.
Okay, Fox and Socks.
Yeah. So right down I have here written here, excellent tongue twister book, pinnacle of tongue twisters, I would argue even. This book is overly long. It's really long. I was very surprised. Mr. Fox's life was threatened in this book. Close to the end, Mr. Knox says while poking Fox and Socks, "No, wait a minute, Mr. Fox, Socks. Shit just got real." Wait, that's it? This was, I guess, when I ended it. I'm like, wait, that's it? This book was clever, but way too far up its own ass. F tier. What do you think of this book?
I wouldn't put it in F tier.
Really? Is it better than Mr. Brown?
It's better than Mr. Brown for sure.
No.
Fox and Socks is at least imaginative.
That is true. It is imaginative.
It has that Seussian spark.
Way better tongue twisters than Mr. Brown. That's for
sure.
The
writing is actually, like, as far as the writing does what it's supposed to do, the artwork has some sense of imagination to it, but it's so weird and doesn't necessarily communicate anything concrete. So I'd put it in D tier.
Got a row below, and this row is. Oh wait, sorry, I gotta.
Whoa.
Sorry, I'm adding a new tier because we have some that don't belong in here. So, not Zeus. Okay,
that's not how you spell it.
Zeus? That's how you spell it.
S-E.
Is it S-E?
Yeah.
Really? Holy crap! You're right. Okay, so S-E-U. Oops. There we go. Okay. So put me in the zoo. And we just have an extra Lorax, so we'll just put it back where Lorax is for the sake of arguments. Okay, David. So where would you rank Fox and Socks?
I would say solid D tier.
Really?
It's
I
bad.
I don't know,
but it
man.
it's bad, but it has it made an attempt to be a good Seuss book.
I think it fails horribly. Like, at least it tries. Mr. Brown and Moog doesn't even try, I think.
Yeah.
I think with the writing, it kind of does, but
Fox and Socks tries.
It tries
a
too
lot.
hard, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, really, really hard. And I kind of really felt like the Mr. Knox in the book, where he's like, hey, Fox and Socks, shut the F up. Like, I'm like, yes, thank you. A hero of our story. Thank you. Like, this guy is so annoying. And
well, I think that's part of the reason. I think that's part of the reason why it's better than Mr. Brown is you're emotionally invested in it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I guess.
You start to despise this Fox guy, and you're just waiting for Mr. Knox to just take him out.
Take him out, man. Take him out back and shoot him. Like,
and once
Mr. Knox is so polite too through the whole thing.
And then once he tells him off, it's so cathartic. It's like, yes,
yeah.
It's
But
it lacks the only problem with the ending is it lacks the punch of Thidwick, you know, where all the bad characters really get their comeuppance.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I wouldn't.
That's what I wanted them to do to the Fox and Socks. I wanted them to hang that guy over a mantelpiece and stuff him.
So that's why I'm putting it. I'm not ranking it with Thidwick, even though it does kind of the same thing. It doesn't have quite the impact of Thidwick, but it's better than Mr. Brown.
Okay, yes,
it's better than Mr. Brown.
And what another point I will make in terms of your argument here is Fox and Socks is more iconic and kind of deservedly so. But honestly, there's a lot of reasons why a lot of these books, I don't know why we're having such a big argument over Fox and Socks. But what I will say is that this is a book that the public has attached itself to, kind of like a Cat in the Hat, I would say. Mm-hmm. Like, after Cat in the Hat, I think next people would say probably Grinch or maybe Fox and Socks. That's what I would probably, if I was the public, that's what I would bring up for Seuss. Like, it'd be the second or third book I'd mention. However, I don't think... It's hard because I'm conflicted with this. I don't think it deserves the notoriety that it's gotten over the years. I don't think it's that good of a book. I think Mr. Brown is slightly, well,
Mr. Brown is awful.
It's bad. It's bad. I'm not gonna give Mr. Brown any credit.
Don't even try to give Mr. Brown any props.
Screw you, Mr. Brown. And screw you, Mr. Fox. F tier for me, but we'll put it bottom of the D. I'll compromise. We'll put it at the bottom of the D. It's not as good as 10 Apples Up on Top. 10 Apples at least entertaining. And it's short, and it's not as overly long like Fox. Fox and Socks is so freaking long, man. It's like 40, 50 pages. And it's ridiculous. And I'm not mad because I can't rhyme or I can't do tongue twisters. It's not, audience, why I'm mad at it. I'm mad at it because, like, I am genuinely mad that this book is as popular as it is because it does not deserve it. There are better books up here that deserve way more credit. Hell, even Thidwick is Glock in my Rari, also known as Walking in My Pocket, I put as way better notoriety than Fox and well, maybe not Walking in My Pocket, but stuff like even your old ones and stuff like that. So every book has its place, and we are placing it in D. So, God, I'm so mad. David, make me happy. Let's pick a better one.
Speaking of iconic books, let's go with the most iconic, Cat in the Hat.